Shut up, Simon.
What's happening? What up, though? This is Shut Up, Simon. I'm your host, Simon U, as in Simon U for real. Yes, I am, most of the time. Today on Shut Up, Simon, we are talking about kink shaming, okay? Don't hate the player, hate the shame, all right? But before we get into that, I got some updates for y'all, okay? It's been a couple weeks, boy. Your boy ain't on top of his game. I've been slacking. Y'all, please forgive me. Reasons for that being the open mics I've been back doing. They doing the day. The time management skills are just not there yet, where I can do the mics during the day, work on my set, organize my shows for the Fridays, and then also do the podcast as well. But I'm back on my shit. I done sat my ass down, figured out how I can maximize my time, what to prioritize, how to prioritize, what the fuck to do so that I can get it all done. So for that, I'm excited. To y'all, I am sorry. I appreciate y'all for whoever's been rocking with me, man. Thank you. I know I ain't been on my shit, but I've reminded myself that this is just as much for y'all as it is for me. Okay, so y'all forgive me. We back in this bitch every freaking week, every Monday. We back in this thing. Also, live shows, we doing them again in the backyard every Friday, almost every Friday, I should say. Because last Friday we got rained out, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes God ain't in the mood for jokes, you feel me? But we trying to get this thing going every other Friday, almost every Friday if we can. I know that sounds confusing because I just didn't confuse my damn self. But if we can get it popping every Friday, we will. But the show is called Almost Every Friday. Okay? So if you're interested, hit me up at Simon U for real on Instagram, or at the Shut Up Simon podcast, Shut Up Simon pod on Instagram. I'm really excited about doing the shows again. It's starting to get a little chilly. We gonna go outside until it's too damn cold, because I don't give a fuck how funny you are. Ain't nobody laughing at your ass when it's 25 degrees outside. Okay? So we trying to get some logistics in place where we can have some shows inside and still make them safe, but still make sure everybody who is in attendance can still have fun. You feel me? Personally, I'm good though, bruh. Morale is up. I'm just trying to figure out how I can goddamn get all this shit done at the same time, because your boy is busy. You know what I mean? Personally, or like, you know what I'm saying, internally, I just been trying to get it right, as far as just reminding myself that this whole process, the good and the bad, it's all a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I be frustrated than a motherfucker. And sometimes I just be lost and don't know what to do. And sometimes I be on, bro. Sometimes I be knowing exactly what to do. But it's all a part of the whole shit. Okay? And if I remind myself that when the good times is good and the bad times is hard and the nigga is just struggling, and I ain't saying struggling on some anything else outside of like what I'm trying to accomplish. When that shit gets hard, I just remind myself it's all a part of the process. You know what I'm saying? Even with this camera angle, we done switched up the camera angle for the YouTube. Just because it's all part of the process, bro. Just to try some shit out. It's time to experiment. You feel me? So that's all the updates I got for y'all. We gonna get into this goddamn Shut Up Simon shit right now. Simon says we can't stop shaming motherfuckers, man.
Shut up, Simon.
Now, before y'all go in, hear me out, bro. Kink shaming especially. Or I should say this, we cannot be out here trying to eliminate shaming from the social sphere. Okay? I'm not saying everybody should be shamed for everything. But I am saying that a society without shaming will be a hard society to respect boundaries. And I ain't saying that personally, but I'm just saying that is what I've projected.
Shut up, Simon.
Okay, bet. Let's get into it. Kink shaming. Simon says, I say, we cannot expect a world without shaming to be a world that respects boundaries. Okay? Stay with me. We cannot stop shaming folks, bro. Especially in this kink shit. I get all the other shit. I ain't talking about none of the other shit. Body shaming, fat shaming, skinny shaming. Honestly, bro, I feel like folks, you should shame. People can't expect the world without shaming, bro. Shaming builds character. You know what I mean? Shaming is just a part of the human experience. Embarrassment and humiliation is just a part of being human at the hands of others. Maybe sometimes you trip over and fall over your own damn shoelaces. But anyway, we're going to get into it. So, if you don't know what shaming is, it's basically when you just make somebody feel bad for some shit. You know what I'm saying? You make them feel shame for something they either can or can't control. Amber Rose made it famous when she did her whole campaign to stop slut shaming. It's basically the double standard that exists that says that men can, fuck whoever they want, and women are sluts for fucking whoever they want. Amber Rose, I totally agree. I don't think that double standard should exist. Slut's a slut. You know what I'm saying? Male or female, bro, fuck whoever you want, bro. But my whole thing is, we cannot be out here expecting people not to make other people feel bad for their decisions that they making. The whole reason I bring this up, bro. Okay. I was going camping with a group of friends. We going camping. We on the way to the campsite. We in the car. I got this one gay friend. He a freak. You know what I'm saying? He fuck with freaks too. You know what I mean? But he tell good stories. I enjoy the stories. He talking about one of his homies who has I don't know. I won't even get the line on my mans because this is my homie. I don't know if it was one of his homies or just somebody that he knew. But he knows somebody who has what they call in the community a scat kink, which means you like shit. You either like to watch people shit or like you're sexually aroused by this. You either sexually aroused by watching people shit or just actually looking at the shit. Disgusting. I know. When he brought it up, this is what I said to him. I said, that is fucking disgusting. I wasn't mad, you know what I'm saying? Just grossed out. I was just like, that's disgusting. And immediately his response was, oh, nah, Simon, we won't do any kink shaming in the whip. You know what I'm saying? Because we're on the way to the campsite. We driving. He like, we won't do any kink shaming. Mind you, brother, it's a very, very liberal group. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes annoyingly liberal, but they the homies and shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody perfect. So he like, nah, we won't do no kink shaming. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Kink shaming? Kink shaming, bro. What? Okay. Now, before I get into any of this, I believe I'm a liberal being. I'm a liberal person. And ideally, you know what I'm saying? My ideologies are pretty liberal, pretty progressive. I believe that people should be allowed to practice whatever they want, as long as it does not harm or inhibit the freedoms of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Be who you want to be, do what you want to do, as long as it ain't fucking with nobody else shit. That being said, I don't believe that people should be encouraged to do whatever it is that they want to do, or expect that if they are going to share what it is that they do, that they should just be accepted in open arms or held to no criticism at all. I feel like that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, it's a catch-22, bro. If we gonna be out here being free to do what we want to do and say whatever we want to say, then we can't stop people from saying what they want to say about what we're doing. As long as they're not doing anything to stop us from what we are doing, then they should be able to, then they can say whatever they want. They should be able to say whatever they want, and we should, as people, should be, have to find ways to deal with that. It's just the catch-22.
Shut up, Simon.
When it comes to kinks, BDSM, foot fetishes, in this case, scat fetishes, shit fetishes, people who like having sex in public, you know what I'm saying, voyeurism, exhibitionism. All of these do not fall into the same category. No, I will not say that what I am going to say should, well, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. I think everybody, whatever your fetish is, if you want to share it out in the open, it's fair game. You're up to any criticism of those who are around you. Especially when it comes to these sexual kinks, bruh. Some of this shit is just not okay, bruh. Because first off, we got to remember, kinks are psychological. They're psychological. They say something about a person's mental. You know what I'm saying? A fetish is just a sexy word for sexual disorder. I hate to put it like that, bro, but I looked it up, bro. Foot fetish is called podophilia. Podopheila. Podophilia. One letter away from pedophilia, which is the child fetish. Chirophilia, hand fetish. Acrophilia, height fetish. Coprophilia, shit fetish, the one that's in question for this episode. Necrophilia, corpse fetish. All of these are what psychiatrists and psychologists would deem sexual disorders. I'm not saying that, they saying that. One could argue that just because these people deem these disorders doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with them. We shouldn't just accept it because it's modern medicine or some shit. You know, I know that I got some liberal homies that be saying some shit like that. Just because it's some shit that doctors say doesn't mean we should hold it to any weight. Sexual disorders. Got it. I find that to be very hypocritical to the idea that when it comes to behavioral disorders, we are very quick to accept and encourage the diagnosis and the medication for these disorders, what we've accepted to be disorders. ADHD, depression, anxiety, things that humans naturally experience are deemed, if experienced too much, disorders, behavioral disorders, social disorders. And we are really quick to be like, oh yeah, word, you should get you should go see somebody about that. You should go see somebody about that because that's your mental health, which is important. But when it comes to sexual health, we all about on some whatever, do whatever you want to do. If you like what you like it. As long as it's not kids. Which is a line to draw. You got to draw the line somewhere. Agreed. But is that the only line? Is that the only line, bro? I'm not saying that a nigga who likes feet is as disturbed as a nigga who likes children. But I think a nigga who likes shit, watching someone shit, looking at shit, and getting off may not be as disturbed as someone who likes children, but they may be on close enough on that side of the spectrum. We should start to see sexual health just as important as mental health, physical health, spiritual health, all of this other shit. We enjoy sex so much. It's such a big part of our lives that we should really begin to evaluate our relationships with it a little bit. Because it's all psychological. All of these fetishes are psychological shits. Everybody got their own fetishes. I ain't saying that there's nothing wrong with having a fetish. I'm just saying, if you're going to be brave enough to share your fetish publicly, you should be subjected to whatever criticism comes with that.
Shut up, Simon.
Everything and acceptable. I'm in no place to say what is or what isn't. Me shaming somebody is just simply an opinion of mine that I hold the right to practice. That I hold the right to share. As a homie, as someone who loves you, I'm going to be honest about the way I feel about what you're doing. Sometimes it's in support, sometimes it's in question. But this don't mean I don't love you. This don't mean I don't love you. But then again, depending on the fetish, I may have to question. Should I just, you know what I mean? Bruh, on the flip side, if you don't see nothing wrong with what you're doing, then the shame that you receive shouldn't faze you at all. It shouldn't bother you. If you are secure and solid in what you are doing and the things that you like, then whatever somebody says to you shouldn't faze you, shouldn't bother you, shouldn't make you question what it is that you like. We are trying to create a space. When we ask for a world without shaming, we are trying to create a space that simply just avoids any negativity. And that's just impossible. You can't avoid negativity, especially when you're subjected to the actions of millions of other people on a daily basis. You can't control what other people do. And when you try to, that's when tension erupts. You got to learn to just deal with the shit. What we do when we ask people to stop shaming people is we're giving the power to the shamer. The power over our self-esteem, the power of how we feel about ourselves is then given to the shamer. Y'all don't hear me, bruh. Y'all don't hear what Simon's saying, bruh. By eliminating shaming, we are eliminating any responsibility we have over our own self-esteem, over our own declaration of how we feel about ourselves. We leaving it up to somebody now to be like, look, you need to make me feel better about myself. Everything you say to me needs to be in favor of what I'm doing. Or don't say anything at all. And if we do that, then people never have to question what they're doing. People will have no issue with their own behaviors. Therefore, they will see no reason to correct it. Shaming is also a way that we establish boundaries. You know what I'm saying? If I pull up, if I meet a girl and we go out on a date, we getting freaky and shit. After the date, everything goes well. We getting freaky, and she tells me she want to watch me take a shit, or she asks me, "Would you like to watch me take a shit?" I could politely establish a boundary, like, you know what? I would not, and I would actually prefer to leave. You know what? This has been a great time. I appreciate my time with you. I'm just gonna see my way out. Or I could be like, bitch, hell no, that's fucking disgusting. Who do you think I am? Who are you to even be asking me that shit? Who am I on the date with right now? What else should I know that you like that is as disgusting as this shit? Either way, they're both boundaries. They're both established boundaries. We can't be upset with how people decide to establish their boundaries, because those are their boundaries. Bitch, hell no, that shit disgusting as fuck.
Shut up, Simon.
Bruh, we can't expect the world without shaming people to exist where boundaries are respected. And just because somebody shames you doesn't mean you should feel bad about the shit that they shaming you for. That's all up to you to determine. If you got no problems with what they shaming you for, then it shouldn't faze you. What they got to say shouldn't even mean anything. But if you are feeling bad about it, then maybe you should do some questioning about your behaviors. I don't know. If you're secure and solid in yourself, then you shouldn't be embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Again, don't hate the player. hate the shame. Okay? All right, that's all I got on that shit. But before I get out of here, bro, this is where the Shut Up Simon portion comes in of the show. Because I would just like to share something that may not be a very favorable opinion. I just want to share something that may not be on everybody's mind even. But lately I just been thinking, bro, beds are too fucking comfortable. They're making these beds way too damn comfortable. They're becoming more and more just irresistible, harder and harder to get out of. Which makes us never want to leave it, which makes us not want to do anything. And if we do anything, we just want to get everything we need to do it and then bring it back to the bed. It's making us lazy. It's making us unproductive. And all we justify with is we need more sleep. So listen, if you want to be more productive, if you want to be less lazy, take your bed out your house. Take your bed out your room. Put it somewhere else. Everything that you'll have to lay on, take your couch out the house. Anything that you have to lay on, it should be hard and uncomfortable. That way you'll never want to lay down. You'll always want to be up doing something, bro. Trust me, y'all. Look. I don't know shit, but that's just something to think about. This has been Shut Up Simon. I am Simon you, as in you thought you knew, but now you know. We back in this bitch. Tune in next week. As always, I love y'all. Thank you so much. I'm out.
Shut up, Simon.